Hello there everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's a little bit of an update for you. If you remember on the last video I went through all the list of the upcoming releases that Retro Games Ltd have promised us. Well, today they revealed what the first special edition console is that they're going to be releasing, and that is the C64 Mini special edition. And you can see it actually if I close that down. It's going to be a special black edition. And while I would say it looks very nice, it's really not of any interest to me because I have a C64 like with the working keyboard and that. So there's not a lot in it for me. I do say it looks very nice, absolutely. But to me, these machines are about nostalgia. So obviously I've never had a Commodore 64 that looks like that. So to me, there's not a lot in it really for me, but I can understand why some people might like this. One thing I would say about it, which I find a little bit strange, is that they've preloaded this one with only 25 games and like all new games. That's fun, I do think, actually. But again, if you're in it for the nostalgia and you want, like, I don't know, classic games like California Games, it was included last time, for example, something like that, you know, summer games, that sort of thing, and, you know, classic Commodore 64 games, Manic Miner, etc. You know, you're not going to find that here. You're going to have new games, which I think is good because the C64 Mini already exists. The C64 already exists. So kind of if they're going to bring a new one out now, maybe they want to go with the modern times, I guess. I can see that. But for me, when I think retro, I think memories, you know, and to me this isn't smacking of any memories, but it sounds like I'm down on the thing. I'm not, honestly. It's just not going to be for me, but I know there might be some people out there who are interested in this, who maybe didn't pick up a C64 the first time around, so I'm certainly not dissing it. It's just, and it's not about me either. If it was, I wouldn't be making this video. So I'm not going to read this entire post because, as you can see, it's massive, but we're going to go down to what the special edition offers. So it says it's a new matte and gloss black finish for the console and keyboard, 50% scale replica, 25 pre-installed Neo retro games, many revised for the C64 Mini Black Edition. Plug and play high definition 720p, 50 or 60 Hz output via HDMI for modern TVs, multiple USB support, the connection of joysticks, gamepads, USB sticks and keyboards, 4 save game slots per game, and a micro switch USB joystick for an authentic arcade response in a matching colour scheme. And we've got some of the game's highlights there. Sam's Journey, which was 98% from Zap and Sizzler. Pig Quest, this was from 2023, so that's how modern some of these games are, which also got 96%, sorry, and the Zap Gold Medal. Hessian, a cyberpunk shooter from Covert Bit Ops, 93% from Zap and also a Sizzler. You can probably see the list on there, so you might be getting a preview, but we're going to check that out on another site in a second, so I'm going to move that straight up so you can't actually see it anymore in case you're a bit slow on the uptake. And we have the link here for the YouTube video, which we're going to take a look at in a second, and then we'll be going on to Retro Games page, just having a quick look at it on the page. So actually, why don't we check out the YouTube video now? So let's do that, and I'll mute it as ever, and you'll have my music in the background just in case they decide to copyright me. Right, let's take a quick look. I say there's no denying that this thing looks really nice. I'm not gonna. It would look good with this next to the Spectrum as well, wouldn't it, in that colour scheme? And that's the colour of joystick you get too. So it does look very nice. I'm not knocking it. But there we go. These are the new games. Let me know in the comments what you think about that as well. I mean, I must admit I haven't played a lot of new games on the Commodore 64, so that side of things would be quite exciting, I guess. Actually, let's talk about that in a second. Let's just watch the video first. I don't think you really need to mention it's in black. We can see that. And as you can see, the release date is October this year. Little guy jumping around on the box. Yes, so there we go. As with all these, Retro Games Ltd adverts, short and sweet. So we'll come out of that and we'll go on to their website. So this is what you'll see if you go onto a Retro Games website and you go into the products. So if you go in through here, I'll show you the link. There we go. Go into products when you go onto the page, and then obviously here we are. lists of all their stuff there. So if you go into the original C64 Mini and look at the games, these are the games that I'm talking about that you'll get. I'm just going to scroll through them fairly quickly, so if you want to stop, you can. I mean, this is just if you don't know already. You know, a lot of you probably already do know what's included. I never knew there was Farming Simulator, and I don't own a C64 Mini. I have a Maxi, so don't know whether the mini games are different or not. I haven't really bothered to check it out, to be honest with you, before. But as you can see, all classic games. When you think of like Commodore 64, you think of a lot of these games, don't you? That to me, that's what retro is. You know, thinking of the games that you used to play when you were a kid. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Back up there. There we go. So if we go into the new one, and we'll take a little look. I don't think they've got art up yet for the games. No, they don't have a link for the games or everything yet, but we'll scroll down anyway. You don't need to read any of this. That's the official release date, 24th of October 2025, in case you want to know that. And we can see some of the games on here, showcasing the best modern games. Sam's Journey, Steel Ranger, Pig Quest, Yeti Mountain, and many more. I must confess, I don't know any of those games. I am not massive on the Commodore 64 scene at the moment. I'm more like playing a lot of Spectrum and a lot of A500 Mini. My C64 has got a bit neglected, I'll be the first to say that, so maybe this is an opportunity to revisit actually, which might be a good idea for myself. But there we go, play your own games. So as ever, you can put a memory stick in. You know the drill. I'm going to quickly go through the. I'm not going to go. Let me rephrase that completely. I can't speak to that. As you can tell, I haven't got my teeth in. I'm not going to go over this, but if you want to look at it yourself, obviously give it a pause and have a quick look. And this is what we're just going to concentrate now. These are the games. You've got Pig Quest, Karen and the Tangled Tentacles, Galancia, Good Night, Grid P. Is that? I don't know. Grid Pix. Oh, Grid Pix. I'm thinking like Grand Prix. So I'm thinking like, yeah, Grid Pix. That makes more sense. It wouldn't be P, would it? Guns and Ghosts, Hessian, Hunter's Moon Remastered, It's Magic 2, Joe Gun Gold Edition, Night and Grail, Metal Warrior Ultra, Millie and Molly, Nixie and the Seeds of Doom, Ooze the Escape, P0 Snake, I'm assuming that's how you say that, Pains and Aches, Planet Golf. Now that sounds intriguing to me. I might have to do some research on that one because I like anything golf. Rocky Memphis, The Legend of Atlantis, Run and Gun, Sam's Journey, Shadow Switcher, Spinning Image, Steel Ranger and Yeti Mountain. And then if you scroll down, you have the link for the video. And we just see what's in the box as well, which we've already gone over. So yes, I've got to say, not got a clue about any of these games. So you lot could probably tell me more if you're into your C64. There might be a lot of you out there in the same boat as me that haven't played it for a while and are therefore clueless on the new games. I should really start looking at some new games for that and the Spectrum, and I'm assuming they still make new Amiga games. They're making for everything, I would imagine. So even for the A500 Mini, maybe I should have a little look as well. But I just concentrate. To me, I'm very stuck in my ways. Look, I'm in my 50s, you know. You get to that age, you do get a bit stuck in your ways. And for me, if I'm doing retro gaming, I want to play stuff I used to play when I was a kid. And as cool as some of these new games are, and they really are. I mean, I played a version of like a Sensible Soccer game on the Spectrum. Couldn't get it to work on the Spectrum. I could only play it on my computer, so I couldn't do a video on it really because that'd be cheating. You know, it's not. I'm covering the Spectrum. I could do, you know, I could do a separate video, but I cover the Spectrum, as you know, like the Retro Games console. So it just didn't seem right when I couldn't get it to run. And I tried and I tried and I tried to get it to work because I really wanted to show it off. I was gutted, but I couldn't get a working version. But that was a great game and a great new game. So it's not that I'm anti new stuff, but it's just me, you know. I like, if I'm playing retro games, I want to be reminded when I was a kid, you know, and the new games are not going to do that. They might remind you of how you used to feel when you played like a quality platformer on the Commodore 64 or something. as we undoubtedly all did, anyone who played the Commodore 64 when they were kids. But it's not the same as playing like Manic Miner on the Spectrum or the Commodore 64 or something, you know. It's because that just sends all sorts of memories coming. You know me, if you've been part of this channel for any length of time, I like to talk about my memories and what I remember growing up and what these games remind me of. So that's my only criticism, I guess. I wouldn't be getting this anyway, like I said, because I have the C64. I don't really want to go, and I think they're bringing out a full size, aren't they? So it might be another black one they're bringing out. I'm sure there's the whisper that they are bringing out another full size C64. So I could be wrong on that. I feel like I've heard that somewhere. I don't even remember if it was in the video last time. I don't remember my own name right now, so maybe someone can clue me in on that too. This is a great video, isn't it? I'm supposed to be informing you about stuff and I can't even remember anything. But yeah, to me, it's not going to happen, this one. But let me know in the comments if you haven't got a C64 yet and you're interested in this. See, I would imagine most people want working keyboard. So to me, this is a bit of a strange one, if I'm honest. And I don't mean to sound down on this, but it was a kerfuffle when we had the A500 Mini. As much as I love it, it's still a kerfuffle. And that's why everybody wants the A1200, because we want that working keyboard. Because it is a nuisance to bring up the virtual keyboard. It's even more of a nuisance to plug in a USB one for most people. So we want working keyboards, don't we? And I don't know how many people are going to put up with having a C64 that's not got a working keyboard. Not now there's one on the market that does. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's quite a hard sell, really. But I guess that's why they've made it sort of like a special edition, just to see if there's still people out there that would snap it up. And I guess any money they make off this, they'll be reinvested into, you know, getting licenses for other consoles and computers and stuff. So can't be a bad thing. I'm certainly not going to diss it, but it's not, like I said, for me. Yes, let me know in the comments what you think of the game selection, what you think of anything I've said. Like, you know, do you feel the same way about retro stuff? Do you want memories rather than, like, you know, just retro looking games, or do you not really care? I mean, maybe you don't. And obviously educate me on some of these games, because Planet Golf intrigues me, I'll be honest. The rest of them, I don't know. Nothing really jumps out at me, but I'm not going to know, am I? And that, what's the name, you know? Everyone's raving about Sam's Journey, according to the marks and everything, but you just read that title, you're like, well, that doesn't really set the world on fire. I mean, Sam was in Death Stranding, and that was a good game, so he went on quite a journey. So if it's anything like that, we're in for a treat. But yeah, other than that, I don't really know much about it. Hunter's Moon sounds very much like it could be a Harvest Moon thing, but yeah, other than that, sounds like a lot of platform games, to be honest with you. Millie and Molly, again, I don't know what sort of game that would be. So let me know, educate me. I'm always up for learning. And yeah, let me know also if you're planning on buying this, of course. There's got to be a market out there for it, I would assume. And let me know if you think, oh, not another Mini with not a working keyboard. You know, share your comments. I know there's going to be a few people that just want, you know, the next big one, you know, the different one, not something that we've technically already had. You know, there's going to be plenty of complaints. I didn't go through the comments on the post. I haven't looked at them even myself yet, but I'm going to assume there's going to be a lot of complaints on there. I only looked at a few at the top and it was like the A1200 question mark. And then Retro Games Ltd did snap back at them and said it's already been announced it's releasing in 2026. So, you know, but that's what I think most people are going to be concerned about, is they don't really want this. But I may be wrong. Maybe I'll get like 200 comments all saying I'm an idiot and everybody wants this, but I don't think so personally. But there you go. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope you've enjoyed my ramblings, and I do apologise if I've offended anybody, or I do apologise if I'm just talking absolute rubbish. Just lately I've been put on some new medication, like a bit of a life story update here, and it's making me feel a bit loopy, to tell you the truth. So I do have a reason for like my memory going a bit doolally right now, but it's not like hopefully anything permanent. It's just you know, side effects and all that rubbish. Anyone who's on medication will know exactly what I'm talking about. and hopefully I'll be firing all cylinders again soon. I'm planning to record another video straight after this, so anything could happen, so stay tuned. You never know. Alright everybody, I'm going to call it there. Take care of yourselves, and I will speak to you all soon. There you go. Bye for now.